From successful model agency owner to confidence builder, she is helping Kiwis from all walks of life feel better about themselves, including some of our most disadvantaged youth. We welcome Amanda Betts. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you here. So you are a confidence builder. How confident do you reckon we are as a nation, generally speaking?
Not confident enough.
Really? Why?
No, I think confidence is one of those things. It's a layered approach. It's a little bit like driving, right? So you don't just have one driving lesson and, hey, presto, I'm confident. And there's lots of different levels of confidence, how you wear your clothes, your makeup and grooming, speaking, and body language.
And often what we think about ourselves is what we are. It's that self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. You can only be as good as you think you're going to be.
Do we know why so many of us focus on our faults as opposed to the good things that we have?
I think as a human race, as human beings, we're always looking for improvement. Yeah. But improvement is a hard road, Jeanette. You know, you have to work at improving. Improving doesn't just happen to you. You have to make it happen.
And do you think that the world that our teens are growing up in is infinitely harder in some respects because of the social media aspects of things, and our lives are lived online, and inevitably that leads to comparison and...
The comparison issue is one of the biggest issues that I found in a lot of people that I've worked with. I've got some people that absolutely cannot go on social media in fear of comparing themselves to others. Even though they are successful in their own right, they're doing really well, they have a lot to offer with social media, but because they're constantly comparing themselves to others, they don't believe they're good enough. But they're not looking at all the other people that are below the bar of where they sit.
Yeah. It's amazing that you have the confidence that you do, given where you came from and what your story is. Just give us a little bit of a background, because you had a rough childhood.
Oh my gosh. Look, everyone has their stories. There's no doubt about that. And I haven't actually been able to get all my stories out in one medium yet, because there's a lot of them. Look, I started... I guess the easiest way is it's straight from the start. I left school and home at 15 with 2 years high school education under my belt, so not one day of fifth form. And I'd suffered gross sexual abuse over 8 years with 7 different men, the eldest being 54. I used to take that to my brother, and it was between the age of 8 and 15 that this happened. But also, you know, my father left us when I was 2 and my brother was 8 weeks old, and then the stepfather came in, and we're in Whakatane. We're the once were warrior kids, my brother and myself. So, you know, my mother would constantly be in hospital with asthma attacks, and she had her breast removed from breast cancer. And then we'd be in the car, in the pub, in the car park, and he would go out and get drunk and take us home and put my brother to bed and, you know, carry it on. So, and it goes on and on, Jeanette. And trying to survive, you know, at 15 years old, make your way in the world. I mean, of course, I tried to leave the planet a couple of times.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But at some point along the way, you are introduced to the modelling world.
Yes.
And that kind of saves you, in a way. It certainly started, it turned the corner, didn't it?
It absolutely saved me. You're absolutely right. The trick was that my grandmother, you know, the wiser older generation, we can say what we like about them, but they have wisdom that no matter with a lack of technology or whatever, they have a wisdom that we can't possibly experience until we've been on the planet. She wisely gave me an envelope filled with a modelling course voucher, not the cash I wanted. I would have blown the cash. But because I wasn't allowed the clothes until I went on the modelling course, I very begrudgingly went on the modelling course, and then I got a $5,000 TV commercial before I finished it.
Wow, bang.
It was amazing.
Did you find your confidence in the modelling world? Because I would have thought that would have been the last place, because, you know, it could be a scary place to try and find confidence in the modelling world, given the way you're judged. That's
actually a really good point that's never been raised. Absolutely, I found my confidence there. The first thing that I had to do, though, was I had to do the bravado thing. So the mask, and I had to do the fake it till you make it. I mean, we all know that saying, but basically everything that you do tells a story of you. So what happened is I had this image of me with makeup and hair and all the right clothes and all the right poses, and making sure that I blow bubbles gently with my lips. You know, for the pound. And then, of course, what eventually happened is I then started to build the inner confidence to match the outer confidence. So that's what took the work, is building it to match the image that I was portraying.
And to get a long story short, you stay in the modelling world, you end up owning Red 11 or co-founding
and building it from scratch.
Building it from scratch. You left that. Tell me what you've been doing since, because that was, what, a couple of years ago?
Yes, it was the day Nelson Mandela died on December the 6th, our time, 2013. So what happened is a whole lot of things happened at Red 11 that got me thinking. And all of a sudden, my life wasn't making sense, in the sense that it's like, surely I didn't go through this crazy past, this crazy past just to strengthen me up.
Yeah.
Then I had this huge block of 30 years in the fashion industry. So I was like, kind of, okay, I've got the past and I've got this huge block. And really what I was doing was helping beauty privileged people become more privileged.
Yeah.
And so what I was thinking is, how do I get to people like me, Jeanette? What if you're not tall, like 5'10", and, blessed with beauty and blessed with natural charm or whatever, but you still have all of this great talent? There's a whole bunch of kids out there that are absolutely amazing, but nobody can see it.
And so Bridge the Gap was formed. Just tell me in a nutshell what that is.
The Bridge the Gap project is a collective of really strong and powerful people that help predominantly disadvantaged teens as well as affluent
And we're
teens.
seeing before and after shots of some of them here.
Yeah.
So they come to you, you work your magic.
I do.
And they have photos and things afterwards, and they're finding confidence along the way.
They do. They're transformational photo shoots, and it's like, once you see yourself like that, especially, it only takes a day.
Yeah.
Because the idea is to give you a taste, to give them a taste of how great they can be.
Yeah.
Because then they find that it's actually their own potential as opposed to something that we are giving to them.
How are you raising funds to do that?
And
how can people help?
That's a lovely question. I love those questions. My call to action. Through clothing donations, which we then get these kids to then wear their clothes for our shop.
Yeah.
But also, like, good old-fashioned cold hard cash. As I always say, even God needed to eat. Now, if you're in a physical being, you've got bills to pay. Also through getting these kids, giving the kids to me.
Yeah.
Give your kids to me. And I can actually then transform them with the photo shoots and the transformational experiences through confidence, etc.
There will be a website, because there's so much more to this than what we've been able to talk about. Good on you. You're making such a difference. It's been lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeanette.
Very cool. Our pleasure. For more information about the Bridge the Gap project and how you can help and their upcoming events, just jump onto our website for all the links that you need. On the way very soon. Sometimes giving up is the right thing to do. We are getting the lowdown on Stoptober from Jason Farfoy and Boyd Broughton. That is on the way. And also music from Wellington Ensemble, Tunes of I, just after the break.